Hi, this is Mary Flower, and this is going to be part 5 of the Whimsical Crazy Junk Journal that is a simplified version. Let me put this up here. I have to make sure it's going the right way. Of this book, which I'm getting a lot of views, a lot of requests of all the crazy things that in it. And it's actually for my grandchildren and children art when they're little. And I wanted a really fun way to do it. And that's what this is about. You can go back and see that video by itself. But because I've had requests to kind of see how this is done, I go back to part 1 on this, and you will see how we put this together so far. And so before we watch this one, it would be good to go through 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to give you some ideas because this one has been completely bound. We worked on the cover, and we worked on all the pages and how we used the templates. And you'll be getting, you can get these templates on Etsy. I'm trying to get thanks to my daughter-in-law, I love her pieces. She's helping me put these on Etsy, and it's a really good price to buy the templates, download the templates, and so you can, work with me on this one. And now I want to show you some ideas of how to put this together. Now, the first page, I like to, when I'm working on these, I kind of like to use a clip to hold it back because I'm going to be starting right here. And I want this one, the first page here has like some little umbrellas that I'm going to put on this side and the other side, and you'll see how this works here in a minute. And so I'm going to start with this page, and then I'm going to show you some fun pockets, some fun animals, or whatever you want to put in this. Now, you can do the same. It's kind of small, so if you do your children or grandchildren pictures in here, then, size them down or something, whatever you want. But we're going to start with this page in the front. And what I have for this is the little umbrella that's going to go right here. And remember to ink all your pieces. Now, what I do is I use this color around here, you can see it. And on the edges, very edge right here, I like to use this little ink pad and just go around the edges. And I've showed you that before, but it's good to make this really neat looking and have the best effect. It's good to ink around all your edges. It makes it more, I don't know, just a lot more fun. So I'm going to put this one here. And this is my favorite glue these days. So I'm going to put a little bit here. Let's see if I can get this going though. Sometimes it's coming out. And I want to put it about like here, about like this. And I want to put the umbrella piece down here. I'm going to have to move this, I think. And I'm going to put this underneath it. Now, if you have to, go back and, put a little glue here and there, So that already gave it more color against all the other pages, which is what you're trying to do is wherever you open the book, you want to look and say, how can I give this the most color and make it, the most interesting? So now this takes a little more time to dry, this glue, but I really like it. And this kind of paper, it glues pretty fast. I don't think I got it on there. So what I'm going to do is let this dry, but I'm going to work on this side because I have all these funny little raindrops that I'm going to have kind of coming in different places. And before I do that, give it a minute, I'm going to work on this side. And some of the pages don't have color. It's okay. On this one, I don't really have a lot of color, but I've decided to make a little pocket that goes right here for more than one reason. When it comes over here, it has a little more to put a couple of the raindrops on. So with this one, and let me hold this back, I'm going to do the edge here along the bottom, and whoops, I didn't want that to happen. Here, hope that'll hold it. And I want it along here. So what I'm trying to do is create a pocket here. So and I love these clips. You can use these clips anywhere you want. You can put, you know, to hold back some of it, and, you know, to help it to hold together while it dries. You know, I like it for many reasons, and I have a lot of these clips. Actually, I was at a government surplus, and I found a huge box of these for like 50 cents. They were selling it for nothing, and so I've used them ever since then. I have a whole box full of them, and some of them get yucky, so I get to throw it away, and so it's okay. Now, while this is drying right here, I'll put this on here. I want to show you this book. This is a fantastic book. Now, with the umbrella, I wanted a little frog to go under it, and my eye caught this funny little frog. The reason I like this book is because it's simple ways to draw a different kind of animal. It says 20 ways to draw a cat by Julia Kuo. It may be Japanese name, I'm not really sure. But in here, you'll see different kinds of animals and different ways to draw one animal. And the reason I really like this is because a lot of it's really simple. And what I'm going to do is use this idea from this book to make little animals in here. That's how I'm going to use this book. Now, I've thought of many ways to use the book, but this is how and I'll tell you about that and as we go. Let me see if I got this together here. Okay, now I'm going to go back here, and what I'm going to do here is I wanted to create like a little frog or something like this one right here. And so I need a little bit of green, and so you get out your paper that you've hand painted, and I'm going to basically kind of cut that same shape for a frog. Looking at it here, I'll show you. Can you see it? And you know, this doesn't have to be a perfect frog because it's you know, it's neither here nor there. That's the fun part of it, is throw this in my scraps. So you can kind of see I'm doing something somewhat similar. And so I making it somewhat similar. Now, a easy way to do this, you'll want to maybe put a little bit of, you know, your ink around this a little, kind of to make it stand out, you know. It always makes it fun to have it stand out here. And you can take just regular markers and make that same funny look to it and color it in. Let's see if I can hold it up here to show you what I'm doing. And I'm just kind of coloring it in. Just kind of like it looks like over there. I'll compare the two in a second here. And so I've got this funny little frog. And you can put a little dot there, whatever, you know. Another thing to do is you can go around it with a marker to kind of make it. And this is just a simple little version of the same frog. Now I could bring his head in just a little bit here because it looks like I didn't quite give it enough definition here. And that's okay. See, then it looks like this little frog. See that? Crazy little frog. So what I want to do is just put this little frog right here. But I want to go around it a little better here. So it gives it some definition. I'm going to stick that funny little frog right there. Okay. I had to kind of fix it a little bit. So I'm going to put him right here. And I'm having trouble, so I need to put my glasses back on here. And I'm just going to stick this little guy right here because it's sort of ridiculous to have a... And the truth is the whole book is ridiculous in a way. So it won't matter. And so then I'm going to take some of my little pieces of rain and put it over the tops of some of this right here. Like it's coming down off of the umbrella. See that? Some maybe right on the umbrella. And some maybe even slightly above the umbrella. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way so it's not distracting. And let's see, I'll go on a couple more, I think. One maybe coming clear over to the cute little, about ready to hit him, put him kind of coming down. Now, if you want to, you can put little sayings on these books afterwards. And that's something that I like to do. Sometimes I'll make something like this. And I might put a couple more in here. Sometimes I like to make things like this and then later go back and just say, oh, it inspires you to write some other things. So that basically I'm going to put in some more of these. And I did go around each little raindrop with my ink, which really makes it stand out. Let me see if I can bring it a little closer. It's kind of funny. And the whole idea on this with me is child inspired, because little children like simple things, and they make things simple. I guess this was why this appealed to me, because little children, it's kind of how they would draw, sort of a little more sophisticated by an adult, but you can see that it's simplified like a child would draw, which I love that. That's what inspired this in the first place. So now if you have your tacky glue, which some of you may still like to do, this would actually dry these pieces a lot faster. And so I'm having to wait here a little bit longer. So if you're patient, it'll still work the same, but you know. Okay, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do on the other side. Now, you don't, when you make this, use your leftover pieces or whatever, and you can make really fun tags, really fun pockets. I'm gonna make a pocket here, and you don't have to have the pocket square. You can have it any shape you want. And that's the fun part about it. So while I'm waiting here, I'm gonna make a pocket that I'm gonna use in here, and I'm going to be sure to ink that. And you don't have to use these colors of ink. If you prefer different colors and have a lot of colors, then it's fun to do it that way. And I like to use the deep purple to really make it stand out even more. And you could use black, because black looks good too, but either way, see, that made it a lot different. And I'm going to use this for a pocket here in a minute. So now I'm going to go over here, and this is a pocket right here. Now I've created a pocket like this. I can put animals on here. I can write on the other side some of my ideas. And you see even how fun this is compared to this side. See, here's a little orange here, here's a little orange here. And it's fun to go back and forth. And the great thing about using watercolor is you can add more color when there's not enough color, or anywhere you want. There's no rules. But what I'm going to do right here is I have a punch that's kind of what is that, a hexagon? And so I punched out these hexagon shapes with some of my papers here. And I just thought it would be fun to put these on here. And because it's hexagon, it might even be fun to put a bee or something in there. And so what I'm going to do is on this side, I'm going to just glue these in various ways. Probably start here. And that's the one thing good about a punch sometimes, is you can, make it like a puzzle here. I think a fun bee at the top of that would probably be really fun. So I may put one just right here, away from the rest, right there. Have it hang over just slightly. And then maybe another one over here. So it's really colorful and fun, but I think it would really be fun if I use this tag that I made, and I notice I put ink on it on both sides, to put this in here. It might be fun to put a big bee or something, and I imagine in there's probably a really fun bee to put on there. But just let it inspire you as you go. That's the fun part about it. I'm just going to leave this in here, because I think I'm going to use that in there. And this side is doing pretty good here. Then right here, I used another piece of just, I'm probably, well, I do want to do the edge, because I think it's going to hang over, so, yeah, because it's going to hang over a little bit here. And I'm going to put another pocket here, probably about like this, maybe up here a little bit. I like everything to have, I don't like things completely, I love some symmetry, don't get me wrong. I love it in the right place. But for when you're making this, you don't, you don't have to have it symmetrical. You can have it any way you want. So I'm going to glue it here and here. In fact, I'll come up a little bit right there. And I'm going to glue this and glue this. So this will be another place I can put another fun tag or anything I want. And I thought this one, I kind of liked more green, needed more green in this area. Because if you look at both pages, you say, okay, what would be a good fun color to put there? And I like this color. And I kind of think that would be a fun thing there. I'm not sure what I'm going to put on it, but I like to work with color first in a way and, you know, see how it appeals to me before I really start putting in the fine-tuning it. Same over here. Let's put this, let's see if I can keep this getting down. See this? And so that's what I'm going to put here. And I need to just hold this for a minute. That is the bad thing about using this glue, is it does you have to be a little more patient and hold it down. So for just today, I am going to just stop here and give you an idea. We will finish the other side of the little umbrella on the other side of the first page when we come back on the next one. And what I'll do is I'll fine-tune some of this stuff when I come back, and then we'll start on another one so you can see how we're progressing. So I'm going to stop there right now, and we did some fun stuff there. And, you know, if you want, order this book, because she has several of these, and I just love this book. So there's her name, and it's called 20 Ways to Draw a Cat. But it's not just cats. So I'm going to let you go. You guys have a nice day. Give me a thumbs up. And please, if you want to work with me on this, go back to one and go back to the original video on this. And you'll see how fun this is. So I'm going to let you go. And give me a thumbs up and comments. I love comments. I always try to answer. You guys take care. We'll see you. Bye-bye.